This is
The Wildest West.
The Wildest West, a bi-monthly podcast about country and Western, with a strong focus on Western, but a little bit of a focus on country. And we're gonna, why don't we introduce ourselves?
Okay.
My name is Max Sparber.
And my name is Courtney Malt.
Now, regular listeners know that we've been doing food tastings, and we've run into a bit of a quandary in that we've accumulated a great deal of candy. So we're going to do a speed run.
Okay.
We're going to get through all of the candies and all of the treats. So I'd like to suggest that we take one, we describe it quickly, we pop it open, we eat it, and then we describe the experience quickly.
My goodness.
How does that sound? No, we don't have to eat the whole thing. Just enough.
No, I think we
Just
should
enough
eat
for
the
flavor.
whole thing. If we're going to do this, let's do this.
Pound through as much
Yeah.
chocolate as possible.
And I also would like to mention that I am vlogging this episode too. So viewers, you're welcome to, or listeners, you're welcome to also view this episode. So that I find that it's kind of fun with tasting videos, because oftentimes you react with your face before your voice
I know I do.
when you taste things. So I thought that would be fun.
Alright, why don't we just start with what's directly in front of us. This is Larry the Cable Guy brand barbecue rib tater chips.
I can't believe you got Larry the Cable Guy stuff.
Well,
Is he a trucker? I mean,
well, he sort of dresses like a
character,
trucker.
yeah.
I have no idea. I've literally never heard him.
Isn't he like an upper class Massachusetts dude?
Well, he's from Nebraska.
Oh.
So that accent he does is not his accent. But these chips come from Minnesota. They're from Barrel of Fun Snack Food in Parham, Minnesota. And these are barbecue rib flavors. So let's pop it open. Let's take a bite.
So as a vegetarian.
There's no actual meat in this.
Right, but it's nice that you can maybe get some flavor. Okay. Now eat the whole bag.
There's definitely a savory quality to it. I have no idea what barbecue ribs taste like.
I think that's pretty close. It is that savory, and then it finishes up sweet with a little tang.
If I have a complaint, it feels like it crumbles weirdly. Did you get that?
An odd crumble.
Yeah. It's not crisp.
It's a little bit like sandy.
Yeah, a little sandy.
Huh.
But not a bad flavor. Well done, Larry the Cable Guy. You've done at least one good thing with your life.
Oh.
What's next?
Do I do something out of my bag?
Yeah, just grab anything.
Whoa.
Whoa.
There's some things where when we talk about the weekend I want to...
Yeah, we can set those aside.
Okay, alright. So this is out of your bag again.
Okay, these are Tell City pretzels. They're buffalo flavored, seasoned pretzels. They've got a cowboy like dancing and I think firing guns, whatever he's doing, or he's just waving his hands on the back. Bite bravely.
He's doing like a fancy step.
Yeah, he's doing like...
I'm the Wiz. You know that Seinfeld episode.
He's like can-can dancing. Please bite bravely. Tell City pretzel. Deemed the heartiest crunch ever. One bite will send salty, quake-sized sensations. I mean, this is overselling it. But let's find out.
But maybe not. What if the quake happens?
Oh my God, if there's a quake. So these are,
I don't want to know.
for some reason, Western styled.
Oh, okay. What's Western style?
They just have a Western font and a cowboy.
Okay.
But they're buffalo flavored.
Whoa! Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow.
How?
There was so much flavor in this.
It's
I'm not
like
even sure I liked it, but it's pretty powerful.
An octave above Tabasco. It's very bright.
Yeah.
None of these descriptions are helping anybody, are they?
It's hot.
It'll make you say, wow.
Yeah.
Or make that noise that I did. Ah!
It is spicy, It is hot,
Vinegary.
vinegary, very vinegary.
I always appreciate vinegar.
Yep. I don't know if I could eat a lot of it, but I enjoyed that one taste of it.
Okay.
What do we got next?
You wanna?
I'll reach it. This is my bag?
Yeah. You wanna grab your money?
No, we'll go. Roundup candy. These, I believe, used to be candy cigarettes, and I don't know if those are legal in the Twin Cities anymore. A lot of places don't allow you to sell candy cigarettes because
They might not be able to say these are candy cigarettes.
Oh, but they do look a little bit like cigarettes.
But I think that they can call them candy sticks or something.
Yeah.
I don't
so
remember.
So it has a cowboy on a horse on the package. It looks a little bit like a cigarette pack. And then it's just a long white tube.
Yours is a tube?
No, a long white. You know, when you eat a lollipop and then you've got the thing that the lollipop's on,
Yeah.
it looks exactly like the thing the lollipop's on, but it is a candy.
I love these. They taste like bubble gum.
Yeah, it's really yummy.
And some of these candy cigarettes are also bubble gum, but these don't happen to be. These are just sugar.
Now, some of you who had these as a kid might remember some that you could like puff on, and it would seem like, because there was like a sugary residue inside, it would blow out like smoke. This is not like that. What did you read?
That has beef gelatin in it.
Well,
Safe with the barbecue chips, not with the fake cigarettes.
so that's probably the most like something a cowboy would actually eat that we've come across so far.
Oh my gosh.
Roundup candy cigarettes is made with beef gelatin.
For when you want sugar and beef. This will be fun. This isn't really Old West, though. I don't know.
I don't care.
You
I'll
tell
eat it.
me.
I'll eat it.
Do you want to taste it and see if,
Sure.
without me telling you the flavor?
Go ahead and describe what it is.
We have saltwater taffy here.
Ooh, I love taffy.
The color is
Yellow.
like tan and yellow.
Like a good taffy.
So let's see if you can guess. Oh, it's going to be hard to guess.
I can't guess.
No, nor would you. Oh, I'm disappointed.
Banana and peanut butter? Chicken and waffles. All right.
It tastes like maple syrup.
It tastes just like maple syrup. You're exactly right.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
It's far more lumberjacky than Roscoe-y.
Yeah. Most of my stuff is lumberjacky. I thought this seemed Old West.
All right, let's see what you got.
It's licorice.
Uh-huh. Nature's Berry Patch Prickly Pear Licorice. Wow. Yeah, let's pop this open and give it a try.
So it just looks like regular
Yeah, red.
Twizzlers. They're a little bit shinier than Twizzlers. Maybe they're a little fresher or something.
They smell a little bit like Twizzlers.
They're a better shade of red.
Yeah, really vibrant red.
They're sweeter in a healthier kind of flavor.
It's got
way.
a fruity quality to it. It's got apple and pear in it, and then also prickly pear.
I don't know what prickly pear on its own tastes like.
No,
so
neither do I. I've always been afraid of it.
I don't know.
I like
I
it.
kind of can envision a cowboy riding along with a piece of this licorice hanging out of his mouth.
It's tasty. I think I prefer it to all the other kinds of licorice I've had.
Yummy. Oh, we should talk about where we got most of this, did we?
So there is a candy store in Park in southwestern, just southwest of Minneapolis, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. What is it called? It's called
Minnesota's largest candy store. That's the name of it.
Which is a fair description. It's right along the highway.
You cannot miss it.
No. It's like a roadside attraction.
It is, yeah. It's roadside, but in addition to that and its size, it is bright yellow.
Yeah, bright yellow.
The silo part, I think, is new, and it looks like a giant minion to me.
And it is full of candy, but also
Apples.
apples, a lot of apples.
And, let's cross over there, candy apples.
Not candy apples.
Caramel apples.
There are
pies.
pies, game meats,
Salsa.
syrups, a lot of soft drinks. And
Yeah, we have to talk about the flavors of soft drinks we found. I mean, at some point, we just had to say no.
Yeah.
Like, I can only buy so much of this stuff.
there was corn flavored soft drink,
I saw pickle flavor.
pickle flavored.
I saw, oh God, I saw
There was a
weird
buffalo
one.
wing flavored
Yeah.
soda.
And I vlogged our trip to that place too, so
Yeah.
if you want, you can watch that as well. 'cause
There'll be a link to the video on the Facebook page, or I may just plug in the video. So go to our Facebook page, Wildest West.
There are Japanese bread buns.
Uh-huh.
There's a whole, like, you can go to world sections, like there's
Yeah.
Sweden, there's British stuff, there's Japanese stuff.
Mhm. And then it's also sort of nerded out, like there's a TARDIS in the back room.
Yeah.
A bunch of kids were there in cosplay as Japanese anime characters, just wandering around.
They each had different color hair, and it looked like it was their real hair that was dyed like yellow, purple, and blue, and they were wearing blue blazers. They looked great.
Yeah, they look great. There's a talking bear head
Oh my God.
attached to the wall that just tells jokes.
Like dad jokes.
Horrible jokes.
And then he laughs funny.
And even though we're in Minnesota, for some reason the bear speaks with a thick southern accent. There was an old prospector fortune-telling machine. I got my fortune. So if people are curious, my lucky numbers are 14, 12, 3, 43, 9, and 29.
And now they're your lucky numbers.
I'm sharing the luck.
Let us know if you win the lottery. Send us some candy.
So we just wandered around for, I would say, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Looking for candies. And we each bought about $30 worth. Which was getting out easy.
Yeah. There were people leaving with boxes. Like, their arms were full.
And
people were leaving with pies, just everything.
This sounds like the perfect place to take your kid. Turns out it's the worst place on earth to take your kid because A, they want everything. B, they eat some of it so they get all sugared up. And C, they irritate each other and cry and scream the entire time. Back to speed round.
Speed round. The rest of my stuff is all lumberjack, so.
Okay, is this mine?
Yep. Oh God.
Okay, first of all, the store we went to had a bunch of candies that were called such and such poop, and so I bought the ones that seemed appropriate. This is coyote poop. It's got a picture of a happy-looking coyote sitting in front of a cactus, sort of eyeing, and there's like a little window in the packaging where you can see the little yellow balls that presumably he put aside. Looks like this is citrus flavored.
The window is the emoji poop shape.
So it is. Right, so here's a coyote poop for you and a coyote poop for me.
Coyote poop tastes like. It's good.
It's a really tasty, citrusy jelly bean.
I don't know why they don't tell everybody. Coyote poops are yellow jelly beans.
Would have made things a lot easier on the Old West. Just pop a poop. Okay, got a couple of cowtails. You've probably had these before. They are...
I don't think I have.
No, they're just long pieces of candy. One is flavored strawberry, the other is flavored chocolate.
Are they taffy?
No, I don't think they're taffy.
Oh, chewy chocolate with a cream center. Chocolate caramel with a cream center.
So I got the strawberry one, which I've never had.
Cute.
And it's got a really strong strawberry smell. And you've got the chocolate one.
It's like a... It looks like a Little Debbie snack cake, but in a Tootsie Roll form.
Yeah, really strong strawberry flavor.
You want to try the chocolate?
Cream in the center is yummy.
It's funny because the casing and the filling don't really like to stick to each other.
No, they don't.
But they've been forced together in this candy situation.
Prefer the chocolate. It's a good chocolate flavor.
Yeah, this tastes like you're eating a child's toy. The strawberry.
So more poop than candy.
Horse apples. Oh, Baraboo!
From Baraboo, Wisconsin.
That's the home of the Circus World Museum.
That's right. That used to be the winter quarters for the Barnum Bailey Circus. It's in Wisconsin.
Okay, so these
are, because they are horse apple, they are chocolate and apple flavored.
But they are not apple shaped. They are cubes.
Just like an actual horse apple. They poop perfect squares. Alright.
That's nice.
It's not waxy at all.
It's like a very subtle caramel apple. Like those caramel apple suckers,
Just got the apple flavor. That's yummy.
but not that intense. These are nice.
Yeah, I like it.
These taste like something gourmet.
So these are from Baraboo Candy. I had some really good fudge in Baraboo. They claimed it was the best fudge in America. By God, I don't think they were kidding. I'll wait on that.
All right, we have other wilderness
Pop this one
themed
open.
stuff.
This is a sucker with a tequila worm in it.
We should mention, usually we talk about Bert right away because he's wandering around and you can hear his click, 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 click. But since we're doing a very food-centric podcast right now, we put Bert in his crate.
Bert is, of course,
I'll show you where
our half Chihuahua dog.
he's right in there.
And
Bertie.
he is crazy for food.
He is what they call food motivated. And by this podcast, it kind of seems like we are also
We might be too.
food motivated.
So this is just a fairly clear, sort of light yellow colored sucker with a very visible tequila worm in it.
Agave worm. Mezcal worm.
Mezcal worm, yeah.
But it probably says tequila on the thing. Now,
I think that the sucker might be tequila flavored.
that's what I was going to just ask. Is it supposed to be margarita or tequila flavored?
If it is, it's not recognizable. It's a very dull kind of...
It just tastes like sugar water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably so that you can see the worm. They wouldn't want to cloud up the...
No, it's definitely a gimmick so that you can see the worm and have a sucker with a worm in it. And not particularly memorable as candy.
It's like some sort of twisted Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take to get to the worm?
More poop.
Yay!
This is Bigfoot poop. Chocolate peppermints. This is from Amusements in Denver, Colorado. It's got a picture of a pretty cheerful looking Sasquatch.
That Sasquatch wants to be your buddy.
There's a couple little poops behind him.
They look like eggs.
You know something, if I were out in nature and I were standing there and there were a couple of my poops behind me, I wouldn't be looking as friendly.
I just had an idea.
What's that?
We should go out and we should make flower bombs or whatever, but we should make them look like poop and put them out in vaguely public areas with little signs that say Sasquatch poop.
That's funny. I cannot get
Here,
this open.
I think you're supposed to push in the middle.
Oh. Ah! Brilliant.
Okay, these look like tiny sweet tarts.
Yep.
They're
a
brown.
light brown. A very strong mint flavor with a hint of chocolate. They're not a very hard mint. They're very easy to chew on.
They taste like Junior Mints, but without that delicious consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely, and they've got right at the tail end, if you chew them, they've got a very chalky quality. Not overly fond of them. They're not bad though.
Yeah, it's like, do you eat these as a candy or do you suck on them like a mint? I don't even know.
I don't know. Finally, we've got Espies brand Gold Mine Nugget Bubblegum. It's got a prospector on it leaning on a, what would you call that?
Like a metal tub.
A metal tub full of gold.
Like the kind of tub you make a base out of, if you're, you know, a hillbilly base stand.
Right, like a wash tub.
A wash tub, that's best.
These are nugget-shaped, little yellow,
Very yellow.
bright yellow, but not reflective. So they look more like pieces of corn than they do gold.
I would rebrand these as Sasquatch teeth.
They're very, very hard. And they taste like banana, which I wasn't expecting. Ah, I got it too.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting banana flavor, but of course, that's what yellow is.
In the real world, I love banana. In the candy world, that and blue are my least favorite colors of gum.
Blue.
I don't even know what blue is, but it's just horrible.
Blue blows.
Horrible chemical taste. Let's move these out of the way. Talk about lumberjack days. We'll eat our lumberjack.
Clear the
candy.
palate.
I'm gonna make a lumberjack.
We get a cocktail.
Yep.
Get very excited about cocktails. And don't be too concerned about Bert. He has a large crate, and we gave him his Kong toy filled with treats.
All right, now we enter the lumberjack section. Now this drink I'm going to make is not a lumberjack drink, it's a mountain man drink. But you'll discover why I think it's appropriate.
Okay.
So first we need sarsaparilla, and we got two kinds of sarsaparilla, Wild Spur and Lost Trail. And which one would you prefer?
Well, since it's a mountain man one, maybe we should do Lost Trail.
You go ahead and do Lost Trail. Okay. I'll do Wild Spur, and let's go ahead and...
Cute! Did you see that?
Uh-uh.
It says Yahoo! If somebody likes, you know, there's people who like to make necklaces out of bottle caps.
Uh-huh.
Get some of this Lost Trail sarsaparilla. It has a cute little cowboy on the cover, and he's shouting Yahoo! Oh, it is a twist off.
I don't think mine is.
I had to work for yours.
Still.
Oh, we have a bottle opener on the end of our. Oh, it works.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, wow. This is almost a beer-like sarsaparilla.
Oh, mine is not an ooh wow. Mine's pretty calm.
Oh yeah? You want a sip of mine?
Oh, I know why, because it says low sodium and no caffeine.
Boo. No, yeah. Yours tastes very much like a classic sarsaparilla.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Huh.
So, half of the drink is going to be sarsaparilla. So I'd say put a couple of fingers in. Half of the drink is going to be bourbon, and I got Jim Beam. And then there's one more secret ingredient.
Oh.
Whoa, I spilled a little. That's a crime.
Okay.
And the secret ingredient is aspen.
Where did you find
I
that?
had to buy it online. Now, what mountain men would do is they would soak aspen branches or bark. They would soak aspen bark in sarsaparilla for a couple of days, and then the aspen flavored sarsaparilla they would add to bourbon. It's a drink called...
You have no idea, listeners, viewers, how excited I am.
That's just called aspen liquor.
About this, because I've been doing a lot of like forest flavored stuff, and I haven't vlogged any of it. Can I just smell it?
Yeah, go ahead and smell it.
Oh, that smells so good.
Now this is the first in a series of drinks we're probably going to have where the question I had to answer before we could even have it is, will this kill us? Because this is cold pressed aspen juice. It's the oil of the aspen, and it's very potent. And so, no, this is from the, this is what they would use. This is directly from the bark. It is approved for consumption.
This is an appropriate time to share one of my secret things that I got. Because I too have something that is tree flavored.
Oh yeah?
Milk Boy chocolate from Switzerland. 60% cocoa with essential pine tree oil.
Wow. So go ahead and have a sip of the aspen liquor. I just put a couple of drops in and the flavor of aspen is already massive.
Holy cow. Yeah, it's the primary flavor. A dab will do you with those tree oils.
It's just like drinking a tree.
Oh, I love it. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Do lumberjacks have a toast?
I don't know.
May your trees fall in the right direction.
Yeah, that's a very woodsy drink.
Oh my gosh, that cedar is strong on the finish. It's like a giant Wonka bar. It's covered in gold foil.
The pine tree oil extract in this dark chocolate bar will give you a taste of those pristine alpine surroundings. All right, I'm ready for it.
Okay. The flavor of cedar is so strong in my mouth right now. I wonder if I'll be able to taste pine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good!
Mm.
There's a pine tree liqueur I really like called Zervans. And I like to put it in hot cocoa. This would be a perfect topper, along with a sprig of spruce.
So let's discuss why we're eating trees.
We went to Stillwater, Minnesota this past weekend for something called Lumberjack Days.
Now Stillwater, I think I've been there once previously, but I'd only been to the state prison in Stillwater, which
we cannot discuss. I'm kidding.
It was one of the, I think it was the first prison opened up in Minnesota. Stillwater is considered to be the birthplace of Minnesota because that's where some of the original...
I thought you were going to say the birthplace of the Minnesota prison.
Well, I think it was the first. But a lot of early Minnesota stuff took place there. They had St. Paul, Minneapolis, and they had things in both, and then they put the prison in Stillwater because it's very far outside the city. It's about a 20 or 30 minute drive.
Yeah, about half an hour to 40 minutes.
It's right on the border with Wisconsin.
It's on the St. Croix River.
St. Croix River, that's the water that's named after the Stillwater.
There's a lift bridge brewery, and that's the bridge that it's named after.
Yeah, the lift bridge.
There's a lift bridge that goes over the St. Croix.
Very adorable town. The prison previously held the Youngers from the James Younger gang. For those of you who are familiar with Frank and Jesse James, their partners were Cole Younger and his brother. When they were arrested, they were put in Stillwater prison, so a little bit of Western history there. And they have a couple of lumber yards there, or at least they did, and obviously still have lumberjacks because lumberjacks were giving
Lumberjacks from Stillwater.
presentations.
They do this show nationally. As we were sitting and watching the demonstrations, which involved two men holding a long saw and competing over there were two teams of two, who could saw a cookie fast enough.
Yep. Not an actual cookie.
Right.
A cookie-shaped piece of wood.
Right. They were doing axe throwing. Not hatchet. They were throwing an axe at a
terrifying, massive
at a
axes.
target. And then I think one of the most fun. Oh, and then they had to run up a log in order to cut it with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And then I think my favorite part was the actual log rolling, where they had to run lengthwise across like 4 logs
that are submerged in water.
In a tub of water. I think that was the most fun.
Yeah.
But at one point I turned to Max and I said, have you ever seen anything like this before? And what did you say?
I said only in movies.
Right.
Because sometimes movies will have lumberjack competitions in them.
And I grew up seeing this kind of thing because my family are tree farmers and lumberjacks. And in this small town in northern Minnesota called Big Falls, every 4th of July I would go up to Big Falls and partake in their 4th of July celebrations, which involved a parade and fireworks, but also all of these games throughout the day, which involved, you know, there was like kiddie races for the little kids, but then there was a ton of adult games like egg toss, or this really dangerous one where a person would drive a riding lawnmower without the blades on. And they would be blindfolded, and somebody would ride behind in a trailer and shout directions through an obstacle course on the baseball diamond. It was
that doesn't even seem like a skill a lumberjack would need.
No. Well, that's not part of the lumberjack stuff, but there were a lot of lumberjack things, and like what I just described, sawing competitions and stuff. And I just remembered my favorite thing was the sawdust pile. Have you ever heard of a sawdust pile?
No.
It's they would bring in this mountain of sawdust from the sawmill, and the Lions Club would have donated like $100 in quarters and mixed it in quarters. It was like nickels, dimes, and quarters, and they mixed it in with all the sawdust, and all the kids got to you just go dig in the sawdust pile for money. And it's simultaneously the best thing ever and the worst thing ever, because it's the 4th of July, it's hot, and you're getting full of sawdust. I got so full of sawdust one year I started to cry, and my mom had to take me back to my uncle's house so I could change clothes.
And you wouldn't think that lumberjacking is necessarily something that would fit in with our theme, but a surprising number of country singers sang about lumberjacking. Like Johnny Cash has a lumberjack song. There was a singer, and all of his songs were about lumberjacks.
Well, and then, you know, a lot of these truckers had to haul.
Yeah, hauling lumber.
And that's part of what my family did too. They had to work with truckers to haul the lumber. It's
one of the things that we were talking about with country music, that it's one of the few genres that admits that people actually have jobs and talks about the jobs. It's sort of a legacy of the folk music that inspired country music. So you'll have people talk about really the hardcore details of practical day-to-day
the blues
work.
Too,
yeah, blues did that as well. So one of the things that we did when we moved back to Minnesota, when we left Minnesota, we started feeling very Minnesotan. Like I would make us wild rice soup for dinner. Just started getting very homesick for Minnesota. And so for one of your, maybe it was a birthday, I went and I looked up a bunch of stuff about Courtney's family's tree farm. And what's the name of it?
It doesn't have a name, but they used to make logs for the company called Page and Hill.
Page and Hill. And so I tracked down a bunch of old Page and Hill advertisements. Page and Hill used to put poles,
telephone poles, utility poles
up all over the country. So I got a bunch of old advertisements. I had them framed. What else have I gotten for you? I got to do a bunch of lumberjack stuff. I got a illustrator to do a portrait of Coco as a lumberjack.
Book of recipes, lumberjack recipes. You wanted to eat lumberjack food in Stillwater, but nobody was really serving lumberjack themed stuff. So you wanted something in particular that you couldn't find. But I think I found something at the candy store for you.
What you got there?
Close your eyes. We'll see if it is the right flavor for you to guess. Pull out your hand. Okay. Taste it.
Okay, let's see what we got here. It's a jelly bean flavored like pancake.
Yeah!
Yep.
You wanted flapjack.
Yep.
These are Jelly Belly pancakes and maple syrup.
Yep. That's really good. It's really convincing. Some maple flavored candy. This is from Lutsen, Minnesota. Wild Country Maple.
Lutsen, known for the skiing.
What's in Lutsen?
Lutsen Mountain, I
Oh.
think. There's a skiing place. Oh, nice
Yeah.
texture.
Yeah,
Wow. It's almost like it's like hard syrup rather than caramel. It's a very, very soft caramel. It's delicious.
These are pretzels that are designed to look like, what kind of wood is this? Birch wood.
Or maybe aspen, I don't know. The bark is not peeling. So they are pretzel rods with white frosting and then chocolate frosting, brown, probably white chocolate and dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And the dark chocolate is striped
Fried.
across to look like birch.
Yeah, very cute. I mean, it tastes like what you would expect, like a pretzel with some
Yeah.
chocolate on, but it's really yummy. Oh, I got you a hatchet as well. Talk about the hatchet.
I love my hatchet. I haven't been able to use it yet though. But I'll have to try. I went up north recently, but it was kind of rainy, so I didn't want to chop anything then. But it's an hatchet from Best Made Co. And I'll get it here. The handle is made of Appalachian hickory, which is sort of a tan and a dark tan color. It's kind of two colors from this particular piece of wood. The end of the handle has been dipped in a blue paint, and
it looks very summer camp.
Yeah, very Wes Anderson with its leather cover on it, and I just can't wait to use it. Hatchets are a bit more dangerous than an axe because of the range of motion. If you're coming down to chop something, you can just follow through and hatch it right through your kneecap.
And then the other item I got you was I contacted a fellow named Matt Farley. Matt Farley has a cottage profession where he records hundreds and thousands of really simple rock songs. He'll use people's names. He's put out like 3 albums about bathrooms. Like any subject you can think of, he will put out album after album about under the theory that if they're all available via iTunes or on Amazon.com, people are probably going to buy all of his songs at least once. And so if you've got 100,000 songs out there, you will make $100,000. And apparently he actually makes a living doing this now.
Seems like a good theory.
And his songs are really fun and cute, sort of punky and very stripped down and simple. So I hired him to write a song. And I sent an email and I said, I want you to write a song called Coco, Queen of the Lumberjacks. And so these are present ideas from me to you. Go ahead and hire Matt to compose a song.
Yeah.
He's pretty inexpensive. His rates are really reasonable. And he'll put it together in a couple of weeks.
You get a one-of-a-kind
Yep.
gift. That's pretty great.
So this has been the Wildest West. I am Max.
And I'm Courtney.
We have a website, and it's a proper website now. You just go to wildest-west.com,
Ooh,
and that'll get you
toast to
there.
that.
We also have a Facebook page, so please like us there. And we both have Twitter pages. I'm at Max Sparber.
And I am at Coco Goes Out.
And we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Yep, yep. All right, Birdie.
Yeah, he's ready.
Let's get out of there.
We should probably take him outside as well.
Yeah. Come on out. Good boy. Let's go out for potty.